Okay, so very simply, we're going to use this band once again. I'm going to perform a passive internal rotation of the femur, which is typically accompanied with the knee valgus. Anytime that your knees dip in this way, you're usually going to end up noticing, usually, not always, but you will usually notice an internal rotation of the femur. Every once in a while you'll find these freakazoids that have severe problems that do not align with these rules. They'll have a knee valgus with somehow an external rotation of the femur. It's very strange. I found it in very few cases, but most of the time you are going to see this problem, this internal rotation. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put this band right here on my right leg. I'm going to put this right here on the front side of my hip. One's going to go just above, like above my pubic bone. This one's going to go kind of just, I guess, around my groin area, my groin region. And what I'm going to do is just begin to wrap this band all the way around, all the way from the mid-thigh, or femur region, I guess, all the way to spot. And if you guys are wondering why I got all those cuts in my legs, I've been getting out into nature a lot, and I've been acting like a monkey. So yeah, just forewarning you of that disaster, the disasters that are my feet right now, because I've been running and walking around barefoot. Anyway, you guys will notice that as I put that tightening there, my femur rotates in on its own with this band. So if I actively fight against that, what am I promoting? An external rotation of my femur, meaning that my glute max muscles are doing what? They are pulling this way to create this external rotation pattern. So if I was going to, let's say if I was going to run or teach myself to rotate my body, this would be a very useful engagement to employ with my external glute, hip rotators, and this would help me address my knee valgus substantially. Again, you can walk with this. If you notice that every time you land, like me, you land and you notice that your knee will slightly cave in. Mine is starting to disappear little by little, thankfully, but you'll notice that as you step, this may cave in. That's how you really determine a knee valgus, by the way. A squat is not probably the most ideal way to determine a knee valgus, because all you have to tell somebody to do is just rotate their femurs out while they do a squat, and then the knee valgus supposedly disappears. But when they walk, guess what they always do? Boom. So if you're going to try and determine what a knee valgus actually is, it needs to be done in a dynamic context. So as I step, if my knee caves in, like so, right here on my knee as I step, then that's determining the knee valgus. So this would be a very effective way to train yourself that when you land with your foot on the ground, you land in that slight external rotation relative to the internal rotation that you're operating from on a regular basis. I know there's probably a lot of jargon for many of you that are out there. You're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Just look at what I'm doing and then just copy it. Just think, you put the band around like this and you bring it all the way over like so, and voila, you have an active engagement of your external rotators, and you get to use that dynamically while you exercise. Pretty sweet stuff.